does influencer marketing play in growing a roofing business, and how can I start using it?
I'm honestly not sure how Scott's going to answer this, but I'm definitely curious to see his opinion from a small town roofer vibe. Um, Personally, I don't see a whole lot of application here. I have seen some larger companies bring in some people of the trade that are like HGTV type people. Um, Obviously, roofing is just one element of what those specific influencers cover, and it seemed to work pretty successfully in terms of engagement and um, uh, presence. But I don't know how much revenue that could possibly actually generate. My opinion is it's just not very practical, and I think it's probably going to be more expensive than what the return is on the back end. If your goal is engagement and your goal is just generating traffic and talks about the brand, I think it's absolutely a good tool. It could definitely help with positioning yourself as uh, an authority in the space. But outside of that, I don't know if it actually tracks down to real revenue or real dollars.
Hmm.
The only thing I'd add to that is I think there could be a little bit of SEO value. Um, just Jonah, am I right in saying that there could be some SEO value there to where you can kind of, because YouTube is owned by Google, so
Yeah.
potentially there could be some back and forth there that you could gain by having a Rainstoppers Roofing YouTube channel, and Google recognizes some of that back and forth. But my opinion is, I think that there's value if financially it's not in the budget to go putting a lot of dollars towards certain things like big billboard campaigns or big TV campaigns or really expensive type marketing. And that's what we're doing. I mean, Jonah and I have been really working hard on. I've been hounding, uh, you know, free marketing. What can we do that costs nothing but just takes effort? Just organic type marketing. And I think that is a way to promote yourself on YouTube, but also then those YouTube, you know, videos can go to your social media and be shared there. And yeah, you try. I don't want to ramble. Basically, I think that you can do some sort of organic type marketing with that kind of presence, but I also think that it's probably you're not going to see return very fast on it. That's going to be a really long play. That's going to be something you're going to have to invest a lot of time and a lot of effort into, and not just paying for a click or paying for a lead. You're really you're investing in the long play.
I think if you look at what James Hardy did with Chip and Joanna Gaines, if you're a manufacturer, if you have a product, I think that influencer space is somewhere you can go. And I'm pretty sure they license their name. If you're selling those, uh, I don't novelty is not the right word, but for lack of better words, novelty color James Hardy products. I think you could throw that stuff on your website, but I don't think you can claim affiliation with Chip and Joanna Gaines with Rainstoppers Roofing if we were doing siding, but I personally just advise against it. That's I'd be happy if anybody wants to leave some comments and provide other opinions on that, but I just can't see a return on it, and I couldn't justify putting marketing dollars into that. Who knows? Maybe that changes in the future. I think content is changing every day, and that there's definitely space for change and new tactics or techniques, but I just don't think it's personally a wise space to put money.
Yeah, I think my perspective on this is so what you're talking about with Chip and Joanna Gaines is that's like really big scale influencers, and that's they're probably not even gonna show up unless it's hundreds of
Right.
thousands of
Right.
dollars. And I do think that's a good distinction can be made between micro influencers
Yeah.
and like full time influencers. And micro influencers, especially like local influencers, we're talking about like, the local bank manager's wife that does, talks about clothing and on her Instagram and has, 7,000 local Instagram followers. And she's just like a kind of a local celeb, but she's not a full scale influencer. And one of the things with that type of an influencer is that they get really excited even about very small sponsorship opportunities because they're often just doing it for fun. So you don't necessarily have to pay them that much money. If you're like a local business, like a restaurant, sometimes you can get away with even just offering some free meals in order for like, hey, like if you post on your social media, we'll comp your meal for you type of a thing. And it's a little harder, obviously, with roofing. Like you can't just be giving away like roofs.
Ticket's a little bit high for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And even roof repairs is pretty high. Or like roof inspections is a little rough, and you're going to do that for free anyway for everybody. But you could, for if you find the right scale of micro influencer, they may really get excited about like $100 to post something on their story or something like that. The problem is like you're saying, it's really hard to track. And it's really needs to be part of a coordinated effort because you're going to put like $100, you're going to pay someone $100 to put something on their story. And that's probably not going to result in a roof. It might, but that's the thing is like, you're probably going to have to do that multiple times across multiple local micro influencers. And it can be part of the whole coordinated strategy. It is just going to take some time to communicate with those influencers and coordinate that versus can be easier just to take that money and put it into like Facebook or something. So it takes a lot of intentionality behind that. I've done a little bit to speak on the SEO stuff. I did this in the past for one of my clients. Is like we did outreach to local kind of like mom blogs, and we were able to get some pretty high quality SEO backlinks, like local SEO backlinks through that. But it's a lot of work. That's the thing is like it's kind of a lot of work for the return. But
It's a big lift with not necessarily a ton of cost. That's what I think
yeah,
is you could potentially like if you're willing to take that on yourself as a small business owner, you might not have much money out of pocket, but you're going to work hard to maybe not see much outcome from it.
yeah, it's tough.
Dollar for dollar, hour for hour, it's going to be a difficult task, I think. But if you got the time and maybe not the funds, that might be a way. Not to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's tough. Especially, I think it's just also the things that do best with influencers are typically low ticket, high volume type of products and services. B2C.
So here,
yeah.
Something to add to that. So this is not part of the question, but let's just put it in there because this is valuable stuff, I think. So instead of that, what we've been working on with Rain Stoppers is working really hard on the organic marketing side. So Facebook posts daily, posting on Nextdoor, having a account with all the lead gen places like Thumbtack and all the, taking the time to build those accounts, not necessarily paying for ad space. We're not doing that, but and Nextdoor, I've got my mixed feelings about. I think that there's a lot of, I'm gonna call them belly achers because that's what I call them out in the office. They're just belly achers, looking for something to whine about. But I think Nextdoor also offers an opportunity because it is very targeted to neighborhoods. But these little channels where you can organically finance free promote yourself. And I think that maybe that's another alternative you could take on this is looking at all those other platforms. Have a Twitter, have a Facebook, an Instagram, a Nextdoor, a Thumbtack, a Porch, be on all of them. There's no reason to not take if you're willing to take the time to put into organic marketing. That's as good as any.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I align with that strategy, especially at that local level. Or tagging homeowners if they're okay with it, or kind of making it feel more. I mean, it is a big ticket item. I know roofs aren't like super exciting for the most average people, but like it's a big part of your house, and it can totally change the look of your home. And a lot of people are really proud of their home and what they've built and earned. I think it's very easy just to shoot a text and say, "Hey, do you care if we tag you?" And then they share it, then their friends like it and share it, then their neighbors see it, and XYZ. Like it's just kind of an endless cycle, and it costs no money, and it just takes time.